Welcome to Stacktastic, the weekly web show for the avid comic book reader and those who aspire to become so. Today, Opinionation returns. That's where I share my own thoughts on the latest comics I've been reading, like the first issue of Marvel's Infinity event, and encourage you to share your own thoughts in the comments down below. Plus, as always, my recommendations of what comics to pick up or download this week. Let's get started. While I couldn't care less if Superman really killed Dr. Light, Infinity was surprisingly good. Yes, Thanos must be bringing an apocalypse to Earth, as what else would explain my actually enjoying a Jonathan Hickman comic? In fact, as I read Infinity #1 for the first time, I saw the potential of taking the Marvel Cinematic Universe into the cosmos. Now sure, there are still way too many Avengers, and Captain Universe is still frustratingly vague. But damn, how badass was the other? I think Hickman has been watching some Game of Thrones. Also, is it just me, or is Marvel suddenly drawing every evil robot to look like Ultron? And are Black Bolt and Namor having some kind of contest on who can have sex with the buggiest looking alien? I'm not sure who would win. But while Hickman is killing it on Infinity, things seem to have stalled for Brian Michael Bendis over on his 2 X-Men titles. Sure, the writing and art are spectacular, and so both titles remain at the top of my stack, but still, geez, let's move the plot along, shall we? And nifty character revelations like Jean Grey desperately trying to change her future by making out with Beast don't count. Hey, Ferris finally got good! Kudos to Sean Williams for finally delivering a story worthy of the Fables brand. We've just wrapped up part 4 of The Return of the Maharaja, and as you've probably heard by now, that's none other than Prince Charming. But don't worry, there are still plenty of surprises left in this compelling tale, as Ferris is almost as much about showcasing fables from around the world as it is their female characters. I'm sorry to say it, but I fear that Scott Snyder's Batman is the only consistently good DC title left. Right now, Snyder is certainly crafting a Batman origin story that is truly his own, although, unless Alfred is also a plastic surgeon, those gnarly stitches all over Bruce Wayne's face are going to come back to bite both of them in the butt. I know we want to show that Bruce has taken a life-changing beating, but still, some scars just aren't going to heal. Maybe Batman should find a cool way of saying, not the face. Saga returned and did not disappoint. For some reason, while this story also moves along at a glacial pace, Brian K. Vaughan can get away with it while Bendis can't. Perhaps it's because Vaughan and Fiona Staples are simultaneously introducing us to a brand new world, while we've all been enrolled up at Westchester for a very long time. Speaking of a glacial pace, Jason Aaron's very first God Butcher story for Thor was good, but not good enough to stretch over 11 issues. Lucky for him, Esad Ribic's art is so amazing, I'll buy it no matter what. Same goes for the practically brain-dead but strikingly beautiful Batman Superman. And what do you know? Jai Lee had enough time to draw all of issue #2. Yay! The end of X Factor is pretty boring. I think breaking it up so that each character gets a single goodbye issue really killed the momentum of Peter David's fabulous run on the title. Such a shame to see a team and a writer go out like that. Finally, as I've been saying a lot lately, Hawkeye and Daredevil continue to be 2 comics on the fringe that deliver again and again in spades. Be sure not to miss Hawkeye Annual #1, nor Daredevil Dark Nights 1 through 3, this time by Lee Weeks, the classic Daredevil writer and artist who delivered another Daredevil classic. So, what should we try this week? For starters, and I know it's going to annoy me, but let's pick up Batman and Nightwing #23. The solicitation asks if Damian can be saved after all, and well, I'm as desperate as Batman that he can be. Heaven help anyone who betrays Batman's hope, or mine. Then Fables has a fun new storyline where Rose Red is drafting her own band of knights, with a K, to promote hope. That Willingham is still going strong a decade into this title is just astounding. And remember, it's never too late to get started. I guarantee you'll read the trade so quick, you'll be caught up in no time. Over at Marvel, be sure to pick up Avengers #18, Part 2 in the Infinity event, because, you know, it's actually good. Then in the all-female X-Men title, we've got a breather issue where Jubilee freaks out about being a vampire mommy. And for all of you complaining about the reverse sexism of an all-female title, well, Wolverine is already on the cover of issue 4, so you win. Now, as you might have noticed, kids comics are enjoying a renaissance, and Kiss is getting in on the action. IDW is debuting Kiss Kids because kids on a sugar high are surprisingly similar to adult rock stars. And that's this week's Stacktastic. I'm Grace Randolph for Think About the Ink, and hope to see you back on Friday for Between the Pages. Until then, happy reading.